For me, so much about the humanities, especially where I work, it is the pathway to possibility. Everybody says we want the better Alabama, and we want Alabama to thrive. We want everybody in Alabama to thrive. Everybody, every single person, in every little corner. And I think humanities really, just broadly defined, allows the avenues to do that. And the more you study history, and the more you study literature, and the more you study art history, and all things, you understand that there are more similarities between human beings than there are differences.
The humanities as a whole are for the curious. I'm curious to know other people's stories. I'm curious to know the accounts of someone's life. I'm curious to know.
It's amazing. Almost every single time we ask someone to do an interview, they say, well, I really don't have anything important to say.
Right.
I really don't have a story to share. And so there's something to be gained even in collecting the stories, a process of legitimizing that person as having a story.
That everybody has a story.
Exactly.
And that every story
is important.
Yeah.
There's always a backstory for whatever thing we're talking about, whatever divisive thing that may be in politics or our society today. The humanities gives us an opportunity to investigate the entire story and to understand it, and to understand how people may see the exact same event in different viewpoints because of their own cultural perspective. You begin to realize that we have a lot more common ground than you might ever think. And I think that'd be an incredibly valuable lesson right now.
That's where discussions about dialogue versus debate is so very important. Separate that difference between being in a debate and being in a dialogue and ask, where can the productive learning happen? If we take out the winning and losing for just a moment, I understand where you're coming from, you understand where I'm coming from. Wow, what a difference we can make.
It's important that other organizations like the Alabama Humanities Alliance will stand up and take a chance on someone. Take a chance on someone who no one knows, no one who's done anything, but who has an idea that just might, could make a difference if we empowered them.
AHA was probably the first organization to give us a grant, and it did feel like a really big step in terms of conferring legitimacy to our project. And even the process of receiving that grant opened us up to other opportunities because it helped us establish, we're here, we're doing this project, this is a real thing.
The teacher workshops is a huge asset for teachers in Alabama. I mean, if we want our students to continue to learning as their entire life, which is what we say, we want them to be lifelong learners, that we as educators have to do the same thing as well. We have to model that, we have to show that.
AHA has done such a good job of creating platforms for people to see themselves. I want more of that. I want more of people saying, my story is part of history. My story matters. We know our stories. We know what it means to be part of the state of Alabama, to be part of the South, and that what wealth and worth comes with that. And the humanities allows us to push back on that underestimation. When people engage with humanities, they leave with a different perspective.
We're recording this in a space I've never been to before. I learned a lot today about this space, and I will take that to my students and to my work that I do. And I believe that the ones of us around this table are going to stay in touch. And that's going to help us in the next 50 years.
The beauty about legacies is that we get an opportunity to write them all the time, and we don't even realize we're doing it. So I'm hoping that in the future, like 50 years from now, as people start reading and exploring Alabama's legacy, they'll look and say, look at how far they came.